Welcome to my tutorial number 10. It's titled A Simple Board Game. This is what you would have when you finish this tutorial. Press the start button, the wheel spins. Press the stop button, I get a value. I move them 2 spots. 1, 2. Player 2, start button, stop button, he gets a 2. Now one of your rules right here could be that if 2 players land on the same spot, one of them go back to the beginning. You can put that in your rules. You see I'm getting a lot of 2s here, but that's okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's say now that this time player 1 gets a spin of 2. He would go here. It would say go back to step 1. He would move back. It's that simple. This is a basic tutorial. We're starting by opening up tutorial number 9, which was how to make a spin wheel for a board game. And there's my spin wheel. We're starting there. I'm going to view my stage. I'm going to enlarge my stage to, double click there, 700 by 500. Give me a little bit of area to put my game on. And the frame rate is 24. That's so the wheel spins faster. I'm going to select just the wheel, locking all my frames, unlocking the wheel frame. Here it is. Select that, and I'm going to pull that down into the corner out of the way. I'm going to lock that and unlock my buttons layer. I'm going to select the first frame. There's only one frame. The first button, the green button, I'm going to click on that and drag that up here, and the red one over here. And you see that dotted line that went across there showed me that they're in line. While I have them, I'm going to make my stage bigger, and I'm going to label my button, insert a layer. I'm going to call it BTN, button label, LAB. All my frames are locked except that layer. And in there I'm going to write on a small font, it'll fit in there, probably 9, stop, spin. Okay, that is a static text. Make the box small, grab my selection tool, put it there. I'm just going to copy that while I got it selected. Go over here, paste, double click on it, make it start, grab my selection tool and drag that in here. Lock that frame, go back to 50% so I can see my area, my workspace. And now I'm going to start making all the steps that are in a board game. So insert another layer and call this steps. Click on that first frame. Grab your rectangle tool. Pick up a stroke color. I'm going to go with a reddish color here, and a fill color of a yellowish color. Hold the shift down and make a square. Grab your selection tool, highlight it, and down here, see this lock is a padlock in your properties panel. If you haven't got your properties panel, go up to Windows and click on it here. This will give it to you. I want to make this approximately 40 pixels, and when I press enter, both the height and width will change. All I'm going to do now is lay these out, these blocks out. So let's While it's all selected, I'm going to right click, copy it, paste it in place, and just toggle it over a little bit and off center it. Paste in place. You can toggle it or drag, whichever is faster for you. Paste in place. I'm going to stop my recording now, and I'm going to put in about 45 of these squares. I've put all the blocks in. I think I have 45, and I think you can see the path. It's going to start here, up like that, up here. I ain't going to spend a lot of time on the tutorial arranging them, but you can make them as in-depth and as much graphics as you please. Now we're going to take and put a number on each of these blocks. So I'm going to go up to 100 times. Find block 1, which would be right here. Open a layer above this layer, so lock the steps layer. Insert a layer, call it step number. And let's select that frame. All the other layers are locked. The text tool, static text. We want this to be relatively small, and this is number 1. We can't have it the same color, it won't show up. Let's make this black, and there's my number 1, and let's just drag that over here in the corner. Right? Copy that, paste in place, or you can do them individually. Make this a 2, 3. I'm now going to pause, and I'm going to number all of them blocks. As you can see, I've taken the time and I have all my blocks numbered, and I end up with, in my case, 41 blocks. Let's just look at that. There, path would be like that. I believe I have the right number. If not, you can correct your own. Now, we want to color some of the blocks a different color, and this is going to be your choice. You can pick what blocks you want to. I am going to start with block 3. Double click on it. Oh, lock all my layers, unlock my step layer, frame 1, double click on block 3, and I'm going to make that inside of that block a different color. These are going to be the blocks that tell me I can move ahead. So a good move ahead color would be green. There it is. I'm going to have 3 be a go ahead block. I'm going to go up to 12 to be a go ahead block. All I got to do now is double click on 12, go down to my fill, click on it, pick up that eyedropper and click on that green. I also want block 20, double click on 20, same thing, pick up the eyedropper, there it is. I'm going to do that with the green for the ones that go ahead, and I'm going to do it with some blocks for red, which means go back. I'll pause and do that. As you can see, I have some green blocks. They will be the blocks telling me to move ahead, and you can see I have some red blocks, and they will be sending me back. I've taken also the time to color the stroke around the red blocks blue. Let's go to block 3 right here, enlarge it, and I'm going to use a new layer, so I'm going to click on my step number layer, insert a layer, and call it directions. Direct. This is where it's going to direct me to. I'm going to pick up the text tool. I'm going to write in here, go to, go to step 7. Go to step 7. And I'm just going to tab that over in the corner like that. I'm going to copy it. And my next screen block was 12. I'm going to paste it here. Put it right in the corner. And this one is going to send me to 17. Alright. My next block is 20. My next screen block right here. Paste here. If you do a paste in place, you're going to have to go back and find it. So just do a paste. My selection tool, move it over in the corner. And 20 is going to send me to, double click, to step 31. Now let's go and do the red ones. Now I won't go through them all. I'll just do the one or two. Just the first one to show you what we're doing here. Because we're going to, we can right click and paste. We can just paste again, but because the background where we're going is red, we'll have to double click on this, highlight it all, give it a different color, and let's send back to blue, and let's drag that in here. And I am going to go to step 1. Now let's select that, copy this. Now we can just paste this in all the other spots that are red and tell us where to go back to. I'll pause, do that. Now when you do this, you got to make sure that you're not sending yourself to a step that already has a direction in it. Well, you could, but you'd end up bouncing back and forth, and that's up to you. So there's our basic board laid out. Now what we got to do is make a start block and a stop block. Lock the directions in the steps layer. Insert another layer and call that start stop. STA for start. STO for stop. Start stop. And make sure all the other layers are locked. And let's put in 2 boxes. We'll grab our selection, our rectangle tool. We'll go with a blue stroke and a let's see, for this, for my start, which is going to be right here. There's my start right there. My players will sit here and start, and let's make a block over here for stop or game over. There it is there. Let's put some text in these now. We'll go up to this directions box layer, directions layer, click on it, lock the stop start layer, unlock the directions layer, select the frame, select the text tool, make sure nothing's highlighted, and in here let's make it a little bit larger. In the middle of it, approximately, write start. And I think we can give it a slightly bigger font. And naturally we can't put it the same color, we won't see it. Let's put it black. Start. S-T-A-R-T. Start. And basically center that. Go over here and game over. Stop. I like Game Over. Game Over. And basically center that. Let's have a look and see just what we have here for a minute. Test my movie. We have numbers. The red doesn't show up the best on the green. So maybe we should go with either a different color of the font or a different color of the background. Make sure everything is locked. Unlock the directions. Click the frame. And let's change this font to a black and see what that looks like. Ah, that's good. So let's do all those. I'm going to stop again and do all the directions in the green blocks in black font. While I was stopped and adjusting that color, I also took time. You see how this says go to 36 step 40? Well, I lowered. I just used my selection tool, highlighted that, and just toggled that down. So now it says go to step 40, and there's no confusion there. The next thing we got to do now is make our players. That's really simple. Actually, a new layer, and we're going to call it players. And I think we can put them both on the same layer. Make sure all the other layers are locked. Give us some size. We'll go to 200. Let's go down to the start box down here, and let's build our players. Let's make the first player a round person, and we'll give him a purplish stroke and fill with a light color like that. Let's just see what that looks like. And I'm holding my shift down, and I'm going to put it so it'll certainly fit inside of there. That's it. I like that. Selection tool. Drag it over here. I like that. And let's just make another little circle like that. So let's right click, copy that. Right click, paste in place. And this, you see how the size of it is 29.1. Let's just make that half the size, approximately 15. Enter, and let's just click on that and put it in the center. There's our player 1. That's him, player 1. And we'll make player 2 a rectangle guy, person. Let's give him a more purplish and more goldy color and make him. So he wants to fit inside of one of these. We'll do the same thing. Now I want to make these two players movie clips. So while this one is selected, go up here to the modify, convert to symbol, movie clip, player 2. Player 2 underscore MC. Okay, there he is. Copy this, player 2, because we need an instance name. And here, paste, make sure movie clip is selected. And let's go back up to our selection tool and select the player 1. We're going to modify player 1, convert him, her, it, to a symbol, and it's going to be player 1 underscore MC. Same thing, copy the name and paste it here in the instance. So we have two players. They're movie clips. We have a spinner. And now we got to make sure we can move them. We're going to open our Actions panel. Click on Frame 1, my Actions frame. This wheel stop was from the previous tutorial so that the spinning wheel wouldn't be turning when the game started. I'm going to start a second line and I'm going to type this. On enter frame, the O is small, the E for enter is big, the F for frame is big, equals function, followed by an open and closed bracket, then a curly bracket, then we have player 1 underscore MC, then the period, on press, the O must be small, the P must be capitalized, equals function, open and close bracket, another open curly bracket, so I got two open curly brackets, and a closed curly bracket. This closed curly bracket is for this one to start the drag of this player. Start drag, small s, capital D, bracket, this. When I write this, I mean this player. This thing right here, that's what this means. Then I do the same thing for player 1 to stop the drag. Now I'm doing the exact same thing here for player 2. So let's see if that works. Test my movie. Must be terminated, so I have an error. It says layer action script frame 1 must be terminated by, I'm obviously missing a closed curly bracket. Right here. There should be another closed curly bracket. I'm going to click that line. Close curly bracket. Now if I would have checked here first on the auto format, I would have known that. Now we can test the movie. There it is. If I click on this guy, I can move him and leave him go. This guy, I can move him and leave him go. Okay. There's no spin wheel it's supposed to. There's the start of the wheel. There's a stopper wheel. Everything looks good so far. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. I hope you use what you learned.